Anatomical directional terms and body planes. Anatomical directional terms. A directional language of anatomy exists in order minimizes confusion when discussing area-specific points of the body. This directional language or terminology is used in reference to the anatomical position. The anatomical position is when a person stands erect, face pointing forward, arms at the side, palms facing forward. If everyone is looking at the body in the exact same position, there will be less confusion when discussing anything related to anatomy. We are going to start with superior and inferior. Superior means toward the head, but it can also mean upper of above. Inferior means toward the feet, but it can also mean lower or below. So we would say the heart is located superior to the small intestine, or we could say the small intestine is located inferior to the heart. Next is anterior and posterior. Anterior means further to the front, or in front of. Anterior means further to the back, or in back of. So we could say the sternum is anterior to the heart and the heart is anterior to the sternum. Sometimes the terms ventral and dorsal are used in place of anterior and posterior, where ventral means anterior and dorsal means posterior. Anterior and posterior can also be used to describe how you are looking at the body. While the body will always be referenced from the anatomical position, it can be viewer from the front, and it can be viewed from the posterior view, meaning looking at it from the back. Medial and lateral are another set of directional terms. Medial means toward the midline of the body, and lateral means toward the side of the body or away from the midline of the body, where the midline is an imaginary line that divides the body into left and right halves. So, we would say the heart lies medial to the lungs, or you could say the lungs lie lateral to the heart. Lateral can also be used to describe how you are looking at the body. While the body will always be referenced from the anatomical position, it can be viewer from a lateral view, meaning looking at the body from the side. Next is proximal and distal. Proximal and distal are terms that are usually used when describing parts of the body. Axial body consists of the limbs or appendages that are added to the axial body. Remember that the axial body consists of the head, neck and trunk, and the appendicular body consists of the limbs or appendages that are added to the axial body. Proximal means closer to the axial body, or towards the trunk of the body, and distal means further from the axial body, or further from the trunk of the body. So, we would say the thigh is proximal to the foot, or you could say the foot is distal to the thigh. Superficial and deep are another set of directional terms. Superficial means closer to the surface of the body. A plane is an imaginary flat surface further away from the surface. Oftentimes the body is sectioned or cut along the surface. We would say the sternum is superficial, which is referred to as a body plane. The lungs are deep. An unlimited number of sections can be made along your looking at the body from the front. Or when a section of the body or an organ is in the anatomical position, it is named after the plane which it occurs. There are three major body planes: sagittal planes, coronal or frontal planes, and transverse planes. Sagittal planes run from the top of the body to the bottom and run from the front to the back. Sagittal planes divide the body into left and right sections. If a sagittal plane runs down the midline of the body and divides the body into equal halves, it is called a mid-sagittal plane. Coronal or frontal planes run side to side and top to bottom. These planes divide the body into anterior and posterior sections. Transverse planes run side to side and front to back. These planes divide the body into upper and lower section. These are sometimes called horizontal planes. Since we have an infinite number of possible planes and ways to draw planes, any plane that is not a sagittal, coronal, or transverse plane is described as an oblique plane. So, we can draw a plane like this which goes side to side, but also runs slightly up and down and slightly front to back. This is an oblique plane.